It's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind.
Free at last! Free at last! Thank God Almighty! We are free at last!
Men, you better men, you are the light of the world, and it gives light to everyone in the house. Better men, turn on the light, because every single time light stands next to darkness, light always wins.
All right, welcome to the Better Man 365. So we've got a space where our yearly Better Man event can now impact men every day from all over the world whose desire it is to be better men in all the spaces that they influence. Now, if you've been a part of our Better Man events in the past, they're headquartered in beautiful Orlando, Florida, which is the entertainment hub of the entire planet. And some of our past guests who have graced the stage of the Better Man event, heavyweight champion Evander Holyfield, baseball legends Mariano Rivera and Darryl Strawberry, and how about musical legends Korn and Journey on the stage at the same time? Well, it all had to start somewhere, right? So today, we're going to bring you the origin story of Better Man event, as well as tell you the lineup for the Better Man event 2021, which you can be a host to at your home, at your church, and if you're fortunate enough to live in Orlando, you'll be able to be a part of the event live. So all that in this episode, episode 1 of the Better Man 365 with the founder, Brian Buckley. And just a side note, we're also bringing you this in visual form. We already recorded a pilot podcast together, but we wanted to bring you this visually. So now the BME 365 podcast will be visual and audible. All right, let's get into it. Brian, I want to thank you so much for this. We're getting together for the very first episode of the Better Man 365 podcast.
Woo!
And it's because God gave you a vision. You decided to be obedient. And even through the rough times, here we are. It is thriving where we get to announce that our 2021 event is going to have Denzel Washington.
Oh, my God.
How did you do this? How did you do this?
DW?
How did you do all of this?
Huh?
How did you do all of this?
Yeah, I have no idea, bro. I wish I could give you a formula, but what I'm thinking of is persistence. You know, so many times as a guy, I can give up or quit. But, dude, it's been 2 years. It'll be 2 years in August that we've started conversations with Denzel's people to make this happen. So when he comes on 9/18, bro, it will be just over 2 years to make this happen. And how it happened is the way God connects dots. It's like, I don't know Denzel Washington, but I know someone who knows Denzel Washington. And that's how that happened.
Well, if we can, let's continue with the lineup because it's not only Denzel Washington, which, by the way, I kind of want to I just want to love on the fact that Denzel's trusted our brand to go ahead and be one of the first to really speak about his spiritual life and his faith. And that's really cool. I mean, you're talking about somebody who's won award after award. And this is something that's even bigger than a statue. This is life that he's going to be talking about. So you've also got here. I'll let you talk about the lineup.
Yeah. Let's stay with DW for a moment. Think of the 9 Academy Award nominations, the 9 Golden Globe nominations, the Tony Awards, the Screen Actors Guild Awards. This guy has got like 90-something awards, but there's a sense of he wants to do more. With Denzel, there's always more. This guy thrives on life. He's high on being a husband. He gets high on just the excitement of being a dad. But what has been missing in his life is the ability to have a platform that discusses his spiritual life, his Holy Spirit moments, his time with his mentor. These are things that are happening right now on a fast and ferocious level. And the Better Man event has come along. It's all about the right place at the right time for him to broadcast, for him to use this platform to let men throughout the globe know about where he's coming from and what he's excited about relative to his spiritual life.
That is pretty cool because let's be honest for a second. So even me, I'm in broadcast radio, and the more bold we are with our life, there are things it could cost you. And for Denzel and the Hollywood industry, it could definitely cost you. So it's fantastic that right now, at this age, his point in his life, that he's decided that that's it. He wants to let the guys know what has fueled him, what has propelled him, what's allowed him to kind of have these steps in this yellow brick road. And I'm sure he's going to share with us the ups and downs, because not everything has been ups.
No, it has not. Like last week, he lost his mom. He was very close to his mom, and this has been a terrible loss in his life. So he's going to be raw when he speaks with us. When you know Denzel, we don't deserve Denzel as a Better Man event that basically started out of my garage 15, 16 years ago. And Better Man is the first opportunity for him to come out with his spiritual life and to talk about those things that as a man you struggle with or are concerned with, or how to get through. We're going to be hearing it right from the New York Times 21st century best actor in the world. Okay. This is who's coming to us. So guys, get ready for this. It's going to be mind blowing. My wife and I saw Training Day the other night. He was shaking on the couch. He is a badass, bro. And I think he's going to come forth at the event with that same realness that you see on the movie screen.
Okay, so right now, this is an absolutely beautiful time for us to do a recap on Better Man. There could be somebody who's joining us right now, somebody who's watching, who they're going to be listening to this for the first time, saying, okay, so wait a minute. I went to one of your events, or I'm hearing about Better Man for the very first time. What is this about? Where did it start? What are its origins? Who's Brian Buckley?
I'm a guy in Orlando, Florida that listened to what God's voice was saying to my heart in 2004, where I basically told God I want nothing to do with men's ministry, because it's typically three guys in front of a VCR tape with cold pancakes. And I said, I don't want to have any part of that in my life, but I would like to be used by you. And he spoke to my heart and he said, Brian, don't step off with men's ministry, step up. And we did that. We stepped up and we started with 40 men, and then it went to 90, then it went to 310, and then 800, and then 1,600, and then it went up to 8,000. And now last year we impacted 20,000 men's lives. So it's grown from 40 to 20,000. But I'm here to tell you, 2021 on 9/18, it's going to blow through those doors as well. God has been speaking to us, letting us know that it's not going to be where we're pushed down, that we're ridiculed, that we're mocked anymore. Men, it's a time for men to step up, to lead their families, lead their businesses, lead their organizations, lead their churches, lead their communities. And the event is going to equip them and encourage them to do exactly what God has already put in our hearts to do as men. And that is to be a champion for your family, a champion for your community, a champion for your church. That's what the Better Man event it is. It's a kickoff for men's lives as to how God really wants them to be lived.
Well, I think your fire is magnificent. For the guy who's listening right now who is saying, so I've never really given the opportunity to the Lord to kind of take over. And I get it, because a lot of times we think that when we do that, all the fun's gone. All the fun is out. But last year we had Lecrae rock the stage. We had Daryl Strawberry and Mariano Rivera share with us some really personal details on how their lives have changed. And if I can just say, and Brian, I know you know, because both of us, we come from a party boy scene.
Oh, yeah, baby.
Both of us have enjoyed being able to be party boys, but to be on this side where the Lord calls you, because he programs you, like he programs all of us with that DNA that's so beautiful. As you look at the DNA structure and you look at all of its molecules and whatnot, that is perfect programming that says, I've made you for something amazing, better. And if you think that I'm not for the party, what was the first miracle in the Bible that Jesus
at the wedding, bro?
At the wedding. At the wedding, God wanted everybody to have a good time, and he wants us to have a good time. And I think men, for the longest time, I think we've kind of been like, oh, man, that's going to be such a downer if I join that side. It's almost like Star Wars. You got the dark side, and you're like, it's going to be so boring. But
Yeah.
Brian, I appreciate you. Now, if we can, let's get back to the origin story, because you have a beautiful wife who is dude, if you're a tree and Better Man is producing fruit, right?
Yes,
You've
sir.
got a wife who's been watering your roots, and she's amazing. Can we talk about her really quick? Because a lot of guys, we have support.
Yeah. So, and I met her at church, when I was living my sex, drugs, and rock and roll lifestyle before I met Jesus. I was trying to figure out what kind of woman would really put up with me. And when I gave my heart to God and I was in this church, I said, wow, that one right over there is excited about Jesus. And I think I need to go meet her. And I did. And we're 37 years later. And she has stood by my side through the thick and the thin. There have been times when this Better Man event has become like more of our relationship than the time that we spend together as husband and wife. And she once questioned me. She said, honey, are you more married to Better Man than to me? So I knew to pump the brakes, right? Because no one is more important than my wife. My marriage is the biggest thing in my life that I take pride over and treasure. But this Better Man thing, now that she's on board with me pushing this thing down the road, lights out, bro. This thing is going to go global. And there's a bunch of people, actually, not just my wife, that has stood with me over the past 17 years. It's a great group of men. So watch out for 9/18/21, people.
Well, good. Well, and speaking of those guys, we're going to have episode 2 where we'll catch up with the board, because the board wants to talk about this too. There are other guys. And listen, this is a great message for anybody who's watching right now. And the good thing about Better Man 365, this podcast that we've launched, is not only can you watch it, but you could also listen to it. So sometimes you're going to hear us in the future say, oh, such and such person is chiming in, because there's going to be a whole chat feature where you're going to be able to be a part of this as well and chat with us. And it's the way that we could make this community. See, because Brian, you hit the nail on the head when you said global. This was something that you guys were packing out arenas and stadiums. Well, stadiums here in Orlando. So because of the pandemic, it forced you guys to have to go global, which was a beautiful thing that we didn't know was going to happen.
Silver lining in the COVID cloud, Obi. Silver lining. Didn't even see it happening.
The COVID cloud.
The COVID cloud. But bro, it's so heavy to put 10,000, 20,000 men into an arena. This is light. This is light. Jesus said that his burden is light, and it is light to be able to have it live in Orlando, but then to live stream it to the world. It is a model that only God could have put together. And being through the COVID cloud, this is the light that is shining through it. The ability for Better Man to go global. I've got news that is coming in each day as to different countries that want this. They're not taking care of their men. Their men are isolated. Their men are not with their wives. Their men are not stepping up. They are hungry. And I feel the Spirit of God on me right now when I say that to you. They are hungry for the Word of God. They are hungry for God to be in their men's lives. And this event is the kickoff. It's the start to when men are going to start to live for Christ. Men are going to ask Jesus into their heart that night. And this is going to be a kickoff for that, as to the journey that God wants to bring them through.
I love it, man. I love it. So for those of you who are paying attention, this is the very first episode ever. Brian Buckley, who is the founder of Better Man Event, now turned into Better Man 365, because the event, man, it's cool to have those a couple times a year, but we need to be pumping you some bread, man, the bread of life. We need to pump that to you as many times as we can. So
that's the best thing about COVID too, is that through COVID, we have realized that we can't just do an annual event. We've got to be actually this Better Man 365 that you're talking about, Obi, is just an absolute phenom, because it's like, hey, if I went to church once a year, like some men do, Easter,
which is because the family dragged you there.
I don't have a spiritual life. I don't have a relationship with God. How can I have a relationship with my wife if I only see her once a year? That's ridiculous.
Wow.
So with it, Better Man 365 is we're now going to, the event is icing on the cake, but let's now talk about the cake. The cake is the ability for us to impact your life throughout the entire year with all the different ways that Better Man 365 is going to get into.
Love it. Love it. Okay, so the next episode will be with the board. We're going to talk about Denzel. Toby Mack's been a part of the lineup for us, which is going to be huge. Toby Mack just himself. And again, I want to be mindful of our time. Brian, I appreciate you letting me creep into your house like this. We're in your backyard as we speak.
Don't get creepy on me, bro. You are the non-creepy dude, bro.
But you've got Toby Mack. You've got Kaka, who the world knows about Kaka. And what an event. What an event.
Yeah.
So
we got Michael McDowell, who won the Daytona 500.
Right.
We have Pastor A.R. Bernard, who is speaking at the Global Leadership Summit in August. He'll be with us in September. This is an epic lineup that only God could have put together. Guys, you've got to grab your buddies. Guys, you got to grab your dads. Dads, you got to grab your sons. People that don't know Jesus need to come to this event. They'll come to hear Denzel, but before that happens, we're talking about an opportunity to lead them to Christ. So guys, don't miss out on this opportunity to do that. A lot of men say, I want to talk to my friends about Jesus, but they won't come to a church service with me and they won't go to a Bible study. What do? You take them to the Better Man event. This is the event that is going to be dripping with testosterone. It's going to be crazy. You're going to walk out of that night 2 hours. You're going to rip your shirt. You're going to go, I'm going to do it. I'm going to be that better dad. I'm going to be that better husband that I'm meant to be all my life. It's now going to happen. Oh, I can't wait.
Bro, are you preaching?
No, sir.
So good. Okay, so let's take this excitement and let's remind everybody again, Brian Buckley, the founder of Better Man Event. You'll be on many podcasts to come in the future. And again, if they want to find out more about us, Brian, this is a good time to send them. We've got an app. We've got a website.
Let's go. BetterManEvent.com. Do not miss that website. All the information you want to sign up, get tickets, become a host site for the live stream. We have a Better Man app. We're on social media, TikTok. We're even on TikTok, man. We're on TikTok, bro. And then Twitter and Facebook, Instagram, all that stuff.
Good stuff. Brian, you're the man. Thank you for being obedient and saying yes. If you would not have, somebody else could have picked up the torch, but you did, and now you've got us all behind you, and you're lighting the way, bro. So thank you.
Love you, Obi. Thanks for being with me today, bro.
Yeah. Hey, I'll see you on episode number 2.
Let's do it.
All right. This has been another fantastic episode. Well, no, I can't say another. Hold on. This has been our first.
This is the inaugural.
Yeah, we did a pilot episode, so maybe that's why I said another. But thank you again, Brian Buckley, and we will see you guys for episode number 2.
This year, we're bringing the Better Man event right into your home. Join us live September 18th, featuring Academy Award winner Denzel Washington, Brazilian soccer legend Ricardo Kaká, Grammy Award-winning artist Toby Mack, Daytona 500 winner Michael McDowell, and Reverend A.R. Bernard. A global simulcast event. Learn what it truly means to become a better man. Register online at bettermanevent.com.